Picture this, a tiny, remote village, so quiet you can hear a pin drop. It's the middle of the night, peaceful, almost ancient feeling. But that peace is about to be absolutely shattered by a crime so strange it feels impossible. And it all kicks off with one unbelievable claim.
Right there, that's where this whole thing starts. A man accused of killing his own father swears up and down he didn't do it. So if he's telling the truth, who did? This is the core puzzle of the Chhalva case, a mystery where the line between what's real and what's a nightmare gets very, very blurry.
So to really understand how this one village just completely descended into chaos, we have to go back to the beginning. We have to look at that first single act of violence that lit the fuse on this whole thing. It starts out so ordinary. Gangaram, an older man, wakes up thirsty. He gets up, and there's his son, Mohan, just standing there in the dark, silent. Before Gangaram can even process it, Mohan attacks him with a stick. His screams wake up the neighbors, but it's too late. They see it all happen. They watch Mohan deliver the final blows. This scene that follows is just pure chaos. The villagers grab Mohan, but he's acting like a completely different person now, screaming that it wasn't him, that something else did it. As the police are dragging him away, his cries are just echoing through the village. And get this, at that exact moment, a newcomer named Rajiv arrives, a guy who used to live there, stepping right into a village that's about to lose its mind. Now, you'd think this was a horrible but isolated family tragedy. You'd be wrong. The violence doesn't stop with Gangaram. Oh no, it is just getting started. Just look at this timeline. Night 1, it's Gangaram, killed by his son. The very next night, Ram Prasad is smothered to death by his wife. Night 3, Pankaj is murdered by his best friend. And on the 4th night, Pritam is stabbed by his own daughter. Do you see the pattern here? Every killer is someone you trust with your life. And every single one of them, just like Mohan, claims they are totally innocent. 4 nights, 4 murders, each one committed by a loved one. The village isn't just sad anymore. It's paralyzed by this unbelievable fear. I mean, who could possibly be next? And how can you even protect yourself when the killer might be the person sleeping right next to you? People are desperate. They're looking for any kind of answer. So they turn to local folklore. A village elder finally gives their fear a name, Chhalva. He tells them it's a shape-shifting demon, an entity that can look and sound exactly like your husband, your daughter, your best friend, and its only goal to get close enough to you to kill you. For a village this terrified, this supernatural evil is the only thing that makes any sense.
And this right here sets the stage for the big conflict. Is this village really being haunted by some ancient demon? Or is there a very human monster hiding behind all this folklore? 2 men step up, and they have very different ideas.
Okay, so what's really fascinating here are these 2 competing ideas. On one side, you have Rajiv, the newcomer, who now reveals he's a police officer. He just dismisses the whole Chhalva thing as nonsense. He's all about finding a rational explanation. But on the other side, you've got Chandan, a sharp local guy who points out a huge flaw in the theory. A Chhalva, according to the legends, kills at random. But these murders, they're not random at all. There's a pattern. And this is Chandan's big breakthrough moment. He figures out that all 4 victims, Gangaram, Ram Prasad, Pankaj, and Pritam, they weren't just random villagers. They were all business partners. All of them were involved in the very same land deal. This isn't just random chaos. This is a hit list. This changes everything. If the killer is systematically taking out everyone connected to this land deal, the question becomes terrifyingly personal for Chandan. Why? Because the 5th partner in that deal was his own father. His family is next. Chandan realizes he is completely out of time. He stops being a spectator and turns into a detective. He figures if the killer is coming for his family, he's going to be ready for them. He is going to set a trap. So Chandan and his family, they basically hunker down for the night. He stays up on edge, waiting for the Chhalva, or whoever is really behind this, to make their move. But nothing happens. The sun comes up, and it's just silence. For a second, it almost feels like the danger might have passed. The next morning, Rajiv, the cop, comes over to check on him. They're talking, and then, completely out of nowhere, Chandan grabs a knife and stabs Rajiv right there in front of everybody.
The villagers are horrified. It looks like the curse is real, and the hero of our story has just become the next killer.
But then, the impossible happens. The body on the ground starts to twitch and convulse. Its form begins to twist and change into something monstrous, inhuman. It was the Chhalva all along. And as everyone is reeling from this, somebody points across the village square, and they're trying to sneak away. It's the real Rajiv, alive.
Okay, so the creature is real. But wait, the mystery isn't solved. If the Chhalva was pretending to be Rajiv, what was the real Rajiv up to? Well, the final piece of this puzzle reveals a motive that wasn't born from some supernatural evil, but from good old-fashioned human revenge.
Chandan finally explains how he knew. He knew the killer was targeting the partners from that land deal. So when Rajiv, the so-called police officer, showed a little too much interest, Chandan started digging. And he found out that the land at the center of the deal, it originally belonged to Rajiv's family. That was just too much of a coincidence.
And here it is, the whole tragic backstory laid out. Years before, those 4 victims had conspired together to cheat Rajiv's father out of his land. Completely broken by the loss, his father took his own life. Rajiv never forgot it. He didn't come back to the village to get his property back. He came back to get revenge. It was an absolutely diabolical plan, but you have to admit, it was brilliant. He didn't just commit murder, he weaponized the town's deepest fear. He found a mystic who could control the local Chhalva, basically turning a demon into his own personal hitman. And the perfect cover? He pretended to be a skeptical cop, investigating the very crimes he was masterminding. So, with Rajiv's confession, the dark spell over the village is finally broken. He's arrested, and all those innocent villagers, Mohan, Leelavati, and the others who were just puppets for the Chhalva, they're all set free. After weeks of pure terror, peace finally comes back. But the whole story leaves us with this one final, kind of haunting question. Sure, the village was terrorized by a literal shape-shifting demon, a monster straight out of a horror story. But the real mastermind wasn't a demon. It was a man, driven by grief and a thirst for vengeance. So it really makes you wonder, what's the thing we should actually be afraid of?